Good morning, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today for what is our fourth webinar this year. They've proven to be a great success, folks, so thank you once again for coming on and joining us. My name is Alec Dick. I'm the HepcoMotion Business Development Manager. I've been working with the company for nearly 18 years now, and I have a background in mechanical engineering of nearly 30 years. Today's agenda, first of all, as always, if you joined us before, we're going to take a brief look at HepcoMotion, who we are and what we do. Moving on then, today's subject is stainless steel, and we're going to look specifically at why stainless steel is so important in certain industries, the features and benefits of that as a particular material. With regards to those industries, we'll then take a look at some specific examples and why stainless steel is really relevant to those particular industries. Our systems are based around V-guide technology, and we'll look at why V-guide technology works so well as a stainless steel sort of combination. We'll then give you a bit of an overview of our products, the product ranges that incorporate stainless steel and corrosion resistant options, and even to look at some very specialist products which are sort of more suited to very unique and niche applications, high temperature vacuum, for example. Finally, we'll finish off by a look at some real world application examples, just taking a look at how Hepco's stainless steel slide systems and corrosion resistant options are solving problems in real world applications. Finally, I'll open the stage up to your questions. By all means, as the presentation is going through, please put your questions in as they come to you, put them in the question module, but I will be addressing those at the end of the presentation, not before. Okay, thank you. So, what does HepcoMotion do? We are a European manufacturer of linear and circular slide systems. Our product range is extensive, with over 45 mechanical motion products in our portfolio. And at the core of our range, of course, is V-guide technology, which was pioneered by HepcoMotion over 50 years ago. And we're continuously evolving our technology, and this has led to ever greater demand for our products. And currently we supply over 60,000 meters of track per year. Our sales and technical teams are supporting our customers, you, with over 4,000 projects a year. Now, HepcoMotion is a family-owned and run company with around 425 employees working for our customers all over the world. Our manufacturing plants are split over 4 sites, 3 in Europe and 1 in Asia. So HepcoMotion has 3 manufacturing sites in the UK. Tiverton in Devon, just down the road from me, is the location of our HQ and main manufacturing facility. Our bearing plant is situated in Braintree, Essex, and we also have HepcoMotion, a facility for providing our UK customers with complete turnkey solutions, which are based around our motion products. We also have branch offices in the UK, Germany, France, Benelux and Spain, each with their own dedicated team of sales engineers providing direct application support for our customers. Looking across to Asia, in South Korea, we have another manufacturing facility supporting many of the technology-driven industries in this part of the world, naming a few: electronics, automotive and EV manufacturer. We also have a dedicated team of field sales engineers working from our offices in South Korea, China and India. So as the demand for Hepco's industry-leading technology has grown across the globe, we've expanded our reach with trusted and respected partner companies, meaning that our products are available in over 48 different countries. So today we're here to look at why stainless steel is such a key material for a large number of manufacturing industries. It has numerous inherent properties that make it viable a solution in many applications where standard carbon steel simply doesn't tick all of the necessary boxes. So we're going to take a look at some of those features. First up, really the obvious one, corrosion resistant. An environment that is wet, carbon steel will corrode, and stainless steel gives the benefit of a material that can offer strength not far off that of conventional steel, but will generally not rust when exposed to water. Chemical resistance is another key benefit. Stainless steel is far less reactive than carbon steel, and of course we've just looked at water, and that's a chemical in its own right. However, as a whole, stainless steel will react with far fewer chemicals than its carbon steel counterpart, making it viable for a broader range of specialist applications. And of course, stainless steel is sterile, non-porous, and when machined with a highly ground finish, it enables the surfaces to be easily cleaned, removing any contaminants that may have come into contact with the exposed surfaces. This is, as you can appreciate, is particularly relevant during the current global situation. It's also very durable. Stainless steel comes in many different grades, each offering a trade-off between ultimate corrosion resistance and a higher carbon content, which allows for hardening of the material. So at Hepco, we predominantly use a stainless steel of the 400 grade. This is a martensitic stainless steel, and it allows for hardening of the all-important running surfaces, giving system life that is an impressive 80% of their hardened steel counterparts. All of our stainless steel slides and bearings have a ground finish to maximise that corrosion resistant property. Finally, food grade. It's quite a big one for us. The natural properties and surface finish of stainless steel mean that bacteria really has a hard time to cling to the surface when combined with regular washdown cycles, and provides an ideal material to use in food machinery components. So manufacturing science and technology are core to virtually all industries, and where there's a need for motion, there's generally the opportunity for Hepco products to provide solutions. And our stainless steel range specifically have been used in all of these industries and more besides. But today we're going to focus on the most familiar ones and how our standard product range is solving mechanical motion problems in some really special applications. So we're going to start with my favourite subject, food, a massive industry that's becoming ever more automated in a bid to keep up with the demand and reduce manufacturing costs. Arguably, we see some of our stiffest challenges in the food and beverage manufacturer, whether it be bag filling, cartoning, or palletizing. We're seeing an ever increasing demand for more throughput and of course faultless reliability. Increased cycle rates demand high speed and acceleration, and when coupled with a payload, you need a motion system that is very durable, able to complete travel distances that add up to tens of thousands of kilometers. And of course, many food production processes require a washdown cycle to not only remove contamination from the processing, but to ensure that all machinery is hygienic and doesn't become a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. Both caustic soda and sodium hydroxide are used in the washdown liquids. These are very aggressive chemicals and would eat many materials for breakfast. So it's easy to see why in the food and beverage production, stainless steel provides a highly durable and washdown resistant solution. Next up, pharmaceutical and medical. Industries we all recognise that are now more important than ever before. Clearly, both pharmaceutical and medical applications need to be very clean. Contamination cannot occur at any stage of the manufacturing process, right from the initial production through to packaging, and as seen in this application, automated distribution. Stainless steel is not only very easy to keep clean, but it will not degrade as a consequence of cleaning processes or even from just humidity in the air. Product contamination is also a very major consideration. So whatever machine components are used, they either need to be well sealed, use a compatible lubricant, or even no lubrication at all. Scientific applications are really at the cutting edge of technology. Design and innovation, the applications are often unusual and bring challenges that we've not seen before. Again, stainless steel plays a major part in scientific applications. Its resistance to many chemicals, non-reactive nature, and outright durability mean it's widely used in machine and test apparatus design. Conduits, valves, probes, and of course actuators often need to be made from stainless steel, as other materials just don't possess the necessary combination of strength, temperature performance, and stability in vacuum environments, and of course a resistance to chemicals and corrosion. Hepco has been involved in some truly groundbreaking applications and even been part of applications that have gone out of this world and into space. Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, we have also been involved with many architectural applications. These applications are wide and varied, often being driven by artists that have, shall we say, little concept of the detail needed to make an automated roof light slide, or, for instance, a giant statue rotate through 42 different sections. The physical challenges of mass, speed, acceleration, and of course the environment have to be considered. Also, the installation is likely to be less than perfect due to the construction of the supporting structures, typically RSJs, timber and concrete. An installation is likely to be exposed to the elements, wind, rain and seasonal temperature variations, whilst often being packaged such that maintenance is generally an afterthought. So in these types of applications, motion solutions need to be corrosion resistant, have compliance for less than perfect foundations, and be robust enough to last for many years of operation. And I know that I've been watching more films and TV shows during recent times, but it's easy to forget the technology that goes on behind the scenes of your favourite blockbuster movie. So here we see a scene from the Captain America movie, very reminiscent of me trying to stop the sandwich van leave the HepcoMotion car park. An all-action scene such as this really needs to be totally immersive for the viewer. Motion technology, guiding camera equipment, moving scenery or props, they need to be very smooth, silent, and of course resilient to all the filming locations that may be thrown at it. Again, corrosion resistance is a primary consideration for the equipment, and any sort of degradation of the moving parts will impact the scene. The solution also needs to be durable to ensure it survives shipping to exotic locations and rough treatment while creating that never done before scene. Next up, we'll take a look at the fascinating and constantly evolving electronics industry. The electronics manufacture is challenging and varied in a range of applications. These range from microchip manufacture, LCD screen production, solar panels, and even electric vehicle batteries for the next generation of cars, all of which Hepco has been very much involved with. Invariably, electronics manufacture is a very clean process. For instance, a small particle of dust can ruin a microchip or LCD screen. So vacuum environments, heat, high duty cycles, and chemical resistance are all a consideration. Our stainless products range from small lightweight solutions right up to heavy duty applications that can be found within the electronics industry. And finally, we'll take a look at aerospace, an industry that really demands the highest safety standards and solutions that are often designed such that they will last many times their service life. So a lot of our technology that goes into the aerospace industry is using the manufacturing processes and ground support infrastructure. Often these processes are subject to very high loads, harsh environments, and require precise motion. Ground support rigs may be subjected to the elements, and of course components on the aircraft itself can be subjected to extremes of temperature, humidity, and need to be 100% reliable. Weight, of course, is a factor, and in some instances stainless steel is a good choice, but alternatively lightweight treated aluminium makes a preferable solution if used on the aircraft itself. So our technical expertise really helps you to make the best design choice on your application we can provide and support bespoke products and solutions to provide an unrivaled range for your application. So our stainless steel systems are predominantly based on our core V technology, and this gives many inherent features and benefits that will ensure you have the best solution for your application. First, we'll look at increased productivity, and it's really achieved by a number of reasons. The fact that a V system is capable of very high speeds, up to 10 meters per second, and this can be a significant advantage in applications that cover longer distances. It goes without saying, the higher operating speeds, the more product that can be processed. By its nature, the V system is very low maintenance. The V bearings themselves are sealed for life, and the contacting faces on the slide require only very minimal lubrication and can even be run dry in extreme applications. And crucially, a V system will not catastrophically fail in normal operation. The system will not grind to an immediate halt. It gives you the opportunity to schedule maintenance at a time that suits. And another important point that's particularly relevant to food manufacture is that upon failure, the V system will not shed the internal components, potentially contaminating your product with harmful debris. The V systems have a number of time-saving features, and we've already touched on maintenance. The minimal amount of tension means that you're not having to stop the line or use valuable man hours to keep the system running. We'll look at some of the design options in upcoming slides, and you'll see that our diverse and broad range of options allows for time to be saved on the design phase. We've already solved many of your challenges. And because we have a wide variation in design choices, this then goes on to help with installation. We can remove complicated setup or the need to install to very tight tolerances. And of course, the big one we're all interested in is, of course, cost saving. The V system saves time on design and maintenance, which directly translates into cost saving. However, the V system, and particularly stainless options that we're looking at today, excel at working in harsh conditions. V-guide systems feature self-cleaning wiping action as the V bearing moves along the slide, dispelling debris as it travels. The combination of this wiping action and stainless steel material really presents an unequaled solution when it comes to conditions that are wet and dirty. Ultimately, this means you'll see a greater return on investment, as the system will last many times longer than alternative solutions. So next, we're going to take a broad overview at some of our stainless steel and corrosion-resistant product ranges and the options that they offer. By all means, this is not comprehensive, but it will give you a flavour of our stainless solutions. Catalogues and CAD downloads can be found on our website at HepcoMotion.com. First up is our SL2 stainless steel range. The design is based on our hugely popular GV3 V-guide system, and it offers a range of sizes to accommodate low capacities up to 8,000 newtons. The V slides are available in both a spacer slide option for easy mounting and also a flat slide, which gives you more flexibility in those mounting options. Slides can be supplied with assembled carriages that comprise of stainless steel bearings and a hard anodized carriage plate, all of which are FDA approved materials. There are a range of bearing configurations allowing installation on a mounting plate with through holes or fitted to blind tapped holes on, say, a solid mounting surface. Standard lubrication options are available to provide a no-fuss solution for applying lubricant to the contact faces of the slide, thereby maximising system life. And if you saw a previous webinar, then you'll know that we don't only do straight lines. Our ring and track range provides a unique solution for not only circular motion, but combining with straight slides to create versatile track system solutions. PRT2 rings can be fitted with carriage assemblies or alternatively captivated by bearings to become the dynamic element. Solid ring discs make for a ready-made turntable. As with the SL2 range, we have various mounting options for the bearings. Rings have the option of an integral gear, and our complementing range of stainless steel pinions provide a straightforward method of drive. Stainless steel ring slides are available in a wide range of sections and diameters and be cut down to segments to create a movement along an arc. The clever bit, as I mentioned, is where we combine our straight stainless steel slides with ring segments to create track systems that can be used for your continuous motion applications. So, moving on to our actuator range. We have a broad range of actuators in stainless steel or corrosion resistant formats with a choice of different drives such as belt, screw and even pneumatics. We have solutions for payloads from a few kilograms up to hundreds of kilograms. Our SPD range even includes a vacuum specification option that includes extraction ports in the extrusion for removing particulates from the atmosphere. And GFX is one of our latest and most exciting developments and includes a corrosion resistant option as standard. So our stainless steel GFX system has been designed specifically for Beckhoff's innovative XTS system to provide independent mover motion. And these are ideally suited to pharmaceutical and medical applications. Brewing in our development pot is also a hygienic version of the GFX that will integrate Beckhoff's IP69 XTS motors to provide a solution that is aimed more at washdown solutions. Next up at the heavy end of the scale, we have our HDS2 range, which again includes a comprehensive range of stainless steel and corrosion resistant options. Heavy duty range includes stainless steel slides with integral racks, bearings and assembled carriages, which can then be mounted onto high strength, low weight anodized aluminium beams. Hepco's technical team can even design full 3-axis gantry systems for those heavy applications that are working in really challenging conditions. Finally, a look at Bishop Wisecarver's Dual V and Utilitrack products, both of which include stainless steel options. Both Dual V and Utilitrack are based on proven V technology. Dual V stainless steel wheels include high temperature and vacuum options, as well as the standard stainless steel specification, proving to be really very capable design for food processing applications. Utilitrack range is based on channel technology and includes a polymer wheel option with aluminium channel, particularly suited for small laboratory instrument type applications or lightweight guards. The stainless steel wheel and track option is also available and provides a corrosion resistant option for those heavier applications. So being a manufacturer of both our bearings and slides, we're really in an advantageous position of being able to develop and offer products that fall outside of our standard supply. For instance, we can fill our stainless steel bearings with food grade grease, making them ideally suited to be used in close contact with the product. High and low temperature bearings offer solutions for ovens and refrigerators alike, and our specialist vacuum bearings can solve motion problems in an environment that would be impossible for other moving element bearing systems. As an alternative to stainless steel, we can supply our carbon steel products with a corrosion resistant coating, such as thin dense chromium or radon. Carriage plates and aluminium support structures can be treated with a highly durable hard anodizing process. And combining our stainless steel and corrosion resistant products has allowed us to manufacture hybrid versions of our standard systems. For instance, we can offer a DTS2 driven track system with stainless steel track, bearings and components mounted onto a hardcore anodized base plate. So, taking a look at our stainless steel, high temperature and vacuum options, it's built on Hepco's V-Guide technology. It's a fully ground finish, low noise, low friction. We've got clean room compatible options. No lubrication is necessary between the bearing and the slide if the application demands, and it's really designed for those extreme conditions. We also have a fully stainless steel construction on the bearing, and it's specialised with features such as a vent hole in the fixing screw to prevent outgassing. It can be supplied with specialist greases suitable for vacuum or high or low temperature. There's a range of bearing sizes which suit obviously a range of load capacities. As with our other product ranges, we've got various options for the fixing method of the bearing. And one of the clever things we can do with a V-guide system is we can build in a very big gap if necessary. Using a 6-bearing design, we can actually make sure that we've got at least 4 bearings in contact with the slides at any one time, and this allows the carriage to move into a vacuum chamber as shown by that illustration. And of course, these specialist stainless steel bearings can be used with our PRT2 system, giving you options for continuous motion in some very challenging industries such as LCD and plasma production. So, okay, we're going to finish up with a good bit, some application examples, and really show how Hepco's stainless steel and corrosion resistant options have solved some very tough challenges. And I have to apologise for this application if you've just eaten or you're about to eat. It's not pretty, but a common scenario in food processing. In this instance, we have a manually driven hopper running on a Hepco SL2 guide system to load a dough lab with raw meat. Clearly an application that is subject to regular washdowns, and hopefully you can see that in this application we've used a flat slide and it's mounted on pillars, thereby minimising dirt traps and allowing access for cleaning. So to help you get over the shock of the last application, I'm pleased to be able to share some biscuits with you. In fact, a couple of GFX applications where our stainless steel options ensure that we can meet the criteria of cutting-edge food and beverage manufacturing processes. As mentioned at the top of the show, this can apply right from the first process through to the packaging and even onto automated logistics. So we looked at a few of the industries where we see the majority of applications needing stainless steel guide systems or solutions, but really there are so many more examples. For instance, here we see an automotive application, the post-mold cleaning to remove release agents. The solution being used here are stainless steel dual V wheels and guides. The single edge design allows for a wide platform to provide stability with a top-heavy payload. Next, I'm taking an example from our very own factory. This very much the heavy end of our product range and capable of lifting hundreds of kilos. A heavy-duty gantry system can be specified with stainless steel slides, bearings and rack drives. So splash from harsh cleaning chemicals are corrosive, and even vapours from the chemical tanks can rapidly shorten the life of a system based around typical carbon steel guides. As we've looked at, stainless steel V systems are really unequalled when it comes to operating in harsh environments, and it really doesn't get much more challenging than glass processing. In this application, the linear V guides are positioned below the process, meaning the debris falls directly onto them. In addition, throw in some water cooling and you have a machinery horror story. When glass dust mixes with grease, it creates a vicious grinding paste. So in this particular instance, the system is running dry. And just when you thought it really couldn't get any worse, we throw in a concrete processing application. Hugely challenging mix of abrasive dust and water. And there really isn't many other linear solutions that will survive for very long when exposed to these types of conditions. So that's enough of the linear slide abuse, and I'm going to wrap up with a great video showing Hepco ring slide used in a camera gimbal arrangement. and we've been involved in some really special applications over our 50-year history. Our team of skilled sales engineers and application engineers are there to support you with your design, and we really do look forward to hearing from you. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope this has given you some ideas. So now I'm going to hand over to you and your questions. So how did you solve lubrication in high temperatures, and what is the maximum application temperature? Okay, so we can offer bearings with a high temperature grease, which will allow us to go to, I believe it's 250 degrees. Okay, and clearly the stainless steel material on the bearings and the slide is absolutely fine. The only slight deviation from sort of other than the bearings that we may have to make is the carriage plate material itself. The standard option is an aluminium material. When we start getting up to those temperatures, clearly what you see is a differential in the expansion between stainless steel and aluminium. So in that case, we would look at using also a stainless steel carriage plate as well. So you've got similar expansion on all the components within the system. Okay, from Yuri, question, are the bearings free of lubrication, or is it just without lubrication between the bearing and the rail? Okay, Yuri, so predominantly when we're looking at those applications where lubrication cannot be tolerated, in many cases, because the bearing itself is sealed, that can be accepted, that's tolerated. And like I said, we can actually load that bearing with special greases if it needs to be food grade, for instance, or sort of a specialist vacuum grade. That can actually be driven by the customer. In those instances, we would ask the customer to provide the grease or lubrication for us, and we'll actually build the bearing with your grease. Yeah, we can actually, on our all stainless steel systems, and particularly in high vacuum systems, and I believe we've gone down to either 10 to the -8 or 10 to the -9 vacuums, those bearings will be completely dry inside as well. We don't have any seals or shields, and that effectively eliminates any traps. And of course, those applications can only really work for very low duty applications. How would you propose to transfer the motion through a vacuum gate valve? Yeah, good question, Simon. Really, that would need to be, ideally you'd need some sort of actuator which can be engaged and disengaged from your two halves. Obviously, you've got to go through the non-vacuum side to the vacuum side. So whether it's sort of an extended actuator which comes out and grabs the carriage and pulls it through the gate, could be something like that. There are various ways of doing that, but yeah, very good question. Dita is asking, he's not seeing the complete session, and what's the VMAX standard of the stainless steel version? Well, it's pretty much in line with all of our V systems, and we can actually get velocities of sort of up to 10 meters per second we've run at. Typically it tends to be over a longer length, because clearly you've got to be able to accelerate up to 10 meters per second, and typically in terms of acceleration we can achieve sort of 25 to 30 meters per second squared. So you need to allow for that when you're ramping up to the speed. So typically speeds at 10 meters per second, you'd be looking at slides of, I don't know, off the top of my head, say 2 meters plus. Do you also provide advice or advise bearing caps in high temperature applications? Morris, this is a great question. The cap wiper devices or lubrication devices are made from I believe it's a glass impregnated nylon. So therefore their temperature limit is very much lower. It's about 60 degrees. So any applications that go over 60 degrees, then if you've got to use lubrication, then you really need another means of applying that. We've seen customers use sort of brush strips or a drip feed, or alternatively what we can offer is a bleed lubrication system. So we can actually drill the slide with a port, and you can mechanically pump oil or grease directly onto the V surfaces, and as the carriage passes over that port, the V system picks up, or V bearings pick up that lubricant, and because of that wiping action we talked about earlier, it distributes the lubrication along the length of the slide. So yes, the cap wipers or standard lubrication devices have their limits, but we've got alternative options which will allow you to run at much higher temperatures with lubrication. Okay, great. I've definitely reached the end now. So with that, I'm going to wrap up and really, thank you very much for joining us once again. It's great to see so many people here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your attention. And we look forward to seeing you again in our next webinar, because we're going to keep these going. Thank you very much.